Okay, so the Riyadh Comedy Festival has got a bunch of Western comedians angry, which is pretty funny actually, but all the performing comedians are facing massive backlash for agreeing to perform in a country that is accused of massive human rights violations. It's got censoring of free speech, slavery, killing of innocent civilians, funding war, all of these things. And I'm thinking, why is the Riyadh Comedy Festival happening in the US? Like, are you kidding me? Looking at this list, can you differentiate between America or Saudi or like 70% of the world? Now, for the record, I do respect the principal stance of those comedians who've decided they do not want to perform there, and I'd actually agree with many of those arguments. But to all those folks who are hating on these performing comedians, I'd like to say, how about you take a step back and literally your own face. That was from Tropic Thunder. Anyways, as a Pakistani American, I know what racism, what oppression, what authoritarianism looks like, okay? I've seen the best, worst of both the worlds. And while this is not a scholarly opinion, I can tell you that countries who have detonated, let's see, 2 nuclear bombs, killing hundreds of thousands of people, who funded multiple wars and are actively funding a genocide, who have committed numerous human rights violations, who have wiped out an entire Native American civilization, who have lied to their citizens multiple times, do in no way hold moral superiority over anyone. You want to talk about slavery? Really? That's like Snoop Dogg boycotting Eminem because he smokes weed. But this was all in the past. America is a great nation. Who doesn't do that anymore? Nope, we still do that. America is a great nation, I'll give you that. And some of its greatness, by the way, is being funded by Saudi money in the tune of like $300 to $600 billion, okay? Why don't you start boycotting the government first? You want to talk about free speech? Try criticizing Israel's policies and see how quickly that free speech becomes hate speech, okay? Or try saying Allahu Akbar, God is great, in public and then see what happens. No one but Allah will be able to save your ass. Want to talk about women's rights and oppression in Saudi? Then also talk about how we've got a sitting president, an ex-president, and CEOs of pretty much all of the products we use in our daily life being linked to a guy with a pretty funky island used for arranging playdates with minors. Now, is America as authoritarian as Saudi and some of the other countries? Internally, no. And I value my right to be able to do that, okay? At least currently. We'll see how things go. But externally, yes! We are one of the biggest bullies out there, man. You're either with us or you're against us. We'll bomb you back to the Stone Ages. These are some of the amazing quotes, not from the movie Land Before Time, but by US officials. Look, there's no denying Saudi is a nation that has much to learn. It is a 93-year-old nation that has much to learn. But do you know what was happening when America was 93 years old? Lynchings, man. KKK was the Backstreet Boys of that time. Oh, and by the way, women had no right to vote. I also want to say that by no means am I trying to justify the crimes of one by pointing out the faults in others. That's not what I'm trying to do. I am simply saying assess everyone by the same standards. Boycott them in the same way, okay? And if you can, then just shut the